As a huge midstream company right here in the US, right now, can you build, baby, build?
We absolutely can. And what I would give some stats behind that is in 2007, when the shale revolution started, there was about 20 TCF a year of gas flowing in the United States. Last year it was 40
cubic feet a day.
Trillion cubic feet a day. Now it's 42 trillion cubic feet a day. So we've doubled that just since 2007. That took a massive build out. We've proven we can do it before, and I think we can do it again.
What do you need to see though from the administration? Because it's permitting, it's now tariffs, it's now putting a pipe in the ground, it's avoiding any lawsuits, interstate.
Right.
Like, what do you need to see to get it done sooner rather than later?
Well, I think it's anything that actually accelerates, the permitting is a help to us. But we have a slogan at ONEOK that we don't pick sides, we pick issues. And if the issue is getting energy as quick as we can, then we need to focus all aspects of that, not just on the administration, but what is it that we can do as an intrastate company, an interstate company, and what is it we can do as an industry.
Aside from permitting, if we get aluminum and steel tariffs of 25%, what kind of headwind is that for build out?
Well, it's a timing issue. For us, we've already built out most of our assets. We spent $10 billion since 2017 in building out growth projects, and then we spent another $25 billion in mergers and acquisitions. So we've kind of gotten past that. So on the pipe, it's a timing issue. It's where are you in the process of either trying to negotiate a deal, or are you already putting it in the ground? In our case, you're already putting it in the ground, so it's not going to have a material impact on us.
To that point, your CapEx spend has ramped a lot as you're doing all those projects.
Right.
When is your peak CapEx?
Probably not until the next couple of years.
And what does that wind up looking like? Because that's a big spend. How do you reassure investors that it's really going to end there and what that looks like?
Right. It's probably around $2 to $3 billion a year. But given our size, we're now a $60 billion market cap company. We added from 40,000 miles of pipe to 60,000 miles of pipe. We cover 23 different states. We go all the way from the wellhead to water, and also all the way to basically the trucks that bring the refined products, the jet fuel, the diesel, the gasoline, to the end user.
When do you think you would be more free cash flow focused versus investment focused? What does that turn look like?
We're already free cash flow focused.
Okay. You can be both, like all that investment cycle?
You can be both. Okay. Yeah, and the reason is because if you have enough free cash flow, it opens up all levers, for capital allocation. Our first priority is to actually spend money on these high return projects. Second one is to look at the dividend increases. The third one is reducing our debts. You do all that, and you do all of that kind of stuff, and we've announced a $2 billion buyback program on our stock. We still have money left over from that. But our commercial people find a way to find those good projects for us. So I'm not worried about spending that in the right way.
If oil prices slide, they were at 6-month low yesterday. If natural gas prices slide, does that hurt you? How does that affect that cash flow?
What we've seen is that the producers are way more resilient than they used to be. Used to, when prices would go up or down a small amount, they would either throw rigs, at the issue, or they would lay rigs down. Now that gap seems to be a whole lot wider, and part of that is because they're much more efficient than they used to be. They can drill longer laterals, especially where we are really concentrated up in the Permian Basin and the Bakken Basin. They're drilling, they used to drill a 2-mile horizontal lateral, now it's almost 3. So they can do it for less capital.
I love that you brought up the Permian, because we heard from Mike Wirth yesterday of Chevron that the Permian eventually is going to plateau in the next few years. Do you see that on a takeaway capacity basis?
Well, I've been in this business for 43 years, and one of the things that I've seen is every time you predict something like that, usually they find a way of even becoming more efficient, so therefore opening up more drilling, so you got your probable reserves, you got your possible reserves, and then but your proven reserves are what they're really after. So I would question Mike and see what is it that is he talking about proven or probable reserves, because they have different pricing points.
When you take a look at the kind of infrastructure build out that we're seeing, and I know that you're already putting pipes in the ground, what do you think we need to move stuff in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, what stuff are we going to be moving around?
We're going to move all kinds of molecules. What people typically talk about is natural gas, which in our business we call methane. But we're also going to move molecules for ethane, for the petrochems. We're going to move molecules for propane, in which we just announced a dock down in Texas City with our partner Marathon to provide propane all over the world scale dock. We're going to be moving isobutane, normal butane, gasolines, and in our case, we move jet fuel, we move gasoline for cars, and we also move diesel fuel. So all of those molecules, there will be more of those to move in the future.
In your line of sight with those molecules, any signs of a recession in the U.S., slowing economy, slowing demand?
So far, not.
Not.
Yeah.